Okay, just for fun, we're gonna sink it.
Mike's gonna sink it and I'm gonna just knock a pot onto the floor. Hey everyone, welcome back to my apartment kitchen. This week's genius recipe is for a shortcut to steel cut oats that happen in about 7 minutes flat instead of 30 minutes. And there are a lot of ideas in this recipe for making a whole lot more exciting bowl of oatmeal than you've ever had before. Can you hang out while we cook? Okay. We're gonna give this a try. This one woke up early, so this video is going to probably be short and messy. Okay, can you throw this in? Throw this in the pot? Can you throw it in there? Watch mom do it. Boom, can we throw that in the pot? You're gonna wanna keep it, aren't you? Can we throw it in? Boop. Ready? Is that funny? So what I'm doing is making steel cut oats and I'm setting it up so that they will cook extremely fast later on. That's the thing about this recipe, which comes from Maria Speck, is that, you know, steel cut oats are like the most delicious form of oats. They are. Steel cut oats.
How do they work?
As you can see, steel cut oats are like these big chunks of hearty whole grain. They are just, you know, basically like roughly chopped. The whole oat groat is roughly chopped. They're, I would say, the most delicious form of oatmeal, but they also usually take the longest to cook. Shorter forms would be rolled oats, instant oats. You're not gonna need any of those though once you have this trick, right? Yeah. The other thing that is really great about this recipe, besides being a shortcut, is that Maria finds ways to flavor these oats and bring texture and color to these oats at every step of the cooking process. So the first thing you do is the night before you want your oatmeal, you add your steel cut oats, some dried fruit. She calls for dried cranberries, but I'm using dried cherries because that's what I had. And then a cinnamon stick, which is in there somewhere. Where is it? There it is. A cinnamon stick. If you don't have a cinnamon stick, you can just add ground cinnamon later on. And then all you do is boil some water, dump it over, give it one stir, and then let it sit and do its thing overnight. Leave it out at room temp, and then in the morning it's gonna cook so much faster. So I'll show you what that cooking in the morning part looks like momentarily, but right now I'm gonna show you some of the highlights from my conversation with Maria that I had a little bit ago while she was still asleep.
I don't know how it is for you, Kristen. When I cook steel cut oats for 30 minutes, my stove is a veritable mess because I can't seem to get I'm just not able to get the temperature right, even though you think after all my life cooking, it just always boils over. And that's actually what inspired the first recipe. Because I was just totally helpless. I love steel cut oats and they were always boiling over. Is this for you? How was this for you when you make steel cut oats?
That is so interesting. You know, I've for a long time used April Bloomfield's technique of doing half steel cut and half rolled oats.
Okay.
So, but still, I'm pretty sure it's boiled over a good, I don't know, third of those times, but I always attributed it to me being distracted or just cranking the heat too high. No, it's just, it happens.
Steel cut oats are notorious. Even when I've tried all kinds of things, microwave. I mean, the oven method is great for that. Some people do it then in the oven, but that takes an hour, right? So on the weekend, it's great, right? But on a weekday, for me, that was, the inspiration. I'm a trained journalist. So my life before I became a food writer, this is my second career, I ate whole grains all my life, but I never had time to cook. And so I wrote Simply Ancient Grains and all the recipes in this book for all the people like me that came home and are famished and, or you want to have a quick, good start for the day, like in the steel cut oats, where you don't spend 30 minutes stirring, right? Steel cut oats. And the biggest problem, like I said, steel cut oats are notorious for this, right? And so by giving them the overnight soak, you really cut down the cooking time to 5 to 7 minutes, which is, how good can it get? Right?
Amazing.
This recipe, actually, you can take in any direction. It's really the technique that matters. And that's actually a great thing right now for all of us. We're learning. When you know the technique, you run with it.
So you could make this a different way every morning and never get bored.
I love to cook. And that's, it's been my life. So if I can share some of this knowledge right now, it's incredibly important to me to try that, so yeah.
Thank you so much from me, and also from all of the people who are watching, who will now get to make their own steel cut oats so fast in the morning they won't need to do instant oatmeal ever again. So that is what the oats are gonna look like the next day. You can see everything has kind of plumped up. The oats, the cherries or cranberries, if that's what you're using. There's no more, well, there's a little of the extra liquid in there. So then you just heat those back up and dump in all of this good stuff. Ooh, we did this. We did this. We trained her not to use her pacifier, and now look at it. I can add all this stuff right now while this is heating up. So the cool thing that Maria does with the dried fruit is that she infuses some of it the night before, which naturally sweetens and flavors the oats, and then she puts in more for some chew and a different kind of flavor the next morning. So that's more dried cherries. There's a whole bunch of frozen raspberries, but you could use any frozen fruit, and that's for flavor, sweetness, and really great vibrant color. A cup of milk, or oat milk or almond milk or whatever. Cup of water. A tablespoon of turbinado sugar. This is the only sugar that is in this recipe. Everything else comes from the natural sweetness of the fruit and the oats and all that. And then a pinch of salt. Pretty, huh? Already.
Kristen, it
Yes.
does say to partially cover.
Oh, yes.
To a boil.
Thank you. It will come to a boil faster if you partially cover it. And I say partially cover because if you fully cover it, there is a chance that it will boil over on you. So do it like that. The really great thing about using frozen berries is that you can have them on hand all the time. You can use any frozen berries. If you would prefer, you could use fresh fruit if that's what you have, but the frozen ones are really easy to keep on hand all the time. We eat a lot of oatmeal here, and we started putting frozen berries in pretty much every batch. Thanks to Maria. Okay, this is bubbling. So now we can turn down the heat a little bit, and it's just gonna be about 7 minutes until the oats finish absorbing the rest of this good flavorful stuff and turn into oatmeal. Oatmeal's done. It's creamy and very, very pink, and it smells amazing. So it is truly astonishing, if you've ever made steel cut oats before and had to cook them for 30 minutes, that you can get fully cooked oatmeal in less than a third of the time. Maria actually wrote to Harold McGee about this when she was developing this technique to find out why it works. The thing is, most of the cooking of oatmeal apparently comes from the liquid, not necessarily from the heat. So the fact that the oats have had that much time to hang out in the liquid is really what is cooking them. The absorption of that water, and the boiling water at the beginning really helps kick that off, and then the cooking at the end just finishes the job. So you can be cooking a whole lot less actively because it did it for you. Oatmeal is ready. Here are all the fun toppings. Toasted chopped pistachios. It's supposed to be raspberries, but instead it's blueberries and blackberries. Greek yogurt, ground cinnamon. This sugar is just in case you taste your oatmeal and you decide you want it sweeter. I'm gonna throw caution to the wind and assume that I don't. Look how cool and magenta this looks. kind of like a smoothie bowl or something. And what's so great about Maria's recipe is that you could do this whole recipe and add every single layer of flavor that she has added, or you can just mix and match and choose the things that you want to do, infusing the flavors the night before, cooking with fruit and other delicious things, or just do cool toppings at the end. All of these things will make your oatmeal that much more exciting. She found my microphone. All of these things will make your oatmeal that much more exciting. For now, I'm just gonna do Maria style. I'm gonna top this one-handed. Yogurt, pistachios. Ooh. Uh-oh. Berries, I lost a few. Berries. And a little cinnamon. A lot of cinnamon. Hope you like cinnamon, kid. Getting all the good stuff. So you get all the fantastic texture that steel cut oats have, creamy, but with little pops of chewiness. And then of course you have all this flavor that oatmeal would not usually have. The layers of cinnamon and like the winey dried fruit and all of the great toppings. My excessive amount of cinnamon is actually pretty tasty. Yeah. I really love this recipe. I hope that you do too. She loves it too. Well, should we prove it? I'll try a little bit. It's good, huh? Oh yeah. Wow. We are really big fans of this combination, but I would really love to know what you would do. What are things that you have put in your oatmeal before that will inspire me to do more than just my usual maple or brown sugar and milk routine? Obviously, Maria has done an amazing job here, but I want to know what you think too. So I'm gonna go feed this whole bowl of oatmeal to this one. If you want more videos like this every week, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And go check out Maria's work. She is our foremost expert on ancient grains and making them very, very exciting and making them fit into our lives. And we will see you next week. Hope you like, oh, bye-bye everyone.
Bye.